real athletes. Once again, it is Coach Adina here, and I have a training tip that is probably one of my absolute favorite topics of all time. Being an avid swimmer and a less than enthusiastic runner, I want to share with you the benefits of walking. I have heard people so many times saying, oh gosh, I want to be able to run the whole 5K. I want to be able to run the whole 10K. I want to be able to, run the marathon or the half marathon or whatever distance race without walking. As if putting walking into your run doesn't make it running anymore. Well, I have it's not really a secret, but confession, something like that, to make to you. Not a single time goes by when I head out for a run that I do not take a walk break. Every single run that I do includes a walk, and I do not consider myself any less of a runner, nor does, almost the entire running community, because there are plenty of runners who do not run consistently, or continuously, I should say. And the run coach that I had, who has coached so many marathon finishers at the Boston Marathon. Huge shout out to Rick Muir. And he runs the Marathon Coalition. So this guy knows running. And, he said to me, go ahead, take a walk break. There's tons of benefits in taking a walk break. And unless you are a really accomplished runner, he actually recommends that to everybody who he helps. So after I heard that, I never looked back and never once have felt any kind of remorse about taking a run break and, a walk break during a run. And you should feel the same, because there are actually many benefits to walking. So depending on when you're walking, the benefit is a little different. So I'm going to go through them quickly for you. If you have any questions, of course, please ask away, because I am happy to share any information that is going to help you feel more confident on your run. So walking before you begin running is a fabulous warm-up. You can do lots of activation activities to get your muscles ready, but simply walking is a great warm-up to run. It's using the same muscles in a similar motion, and you're just warming those muscles up before you're adding the pounding and maybe the increased speed, so that way those muscles are ready to make the movements of your run. So you can start with a light walk, get to a brisk walk, even a fast walk before you start your run, and that makes a terrific warm-up. During the run phase of your workout, you can schedule walk breaks. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, every time I stop to walk, then I can't stop running again. I never walk unless I have to, because it's so hard to start running again. Well, here's the thing. If you practice taking walk breaks, your body will be able to start running again. So it's all a matter of what you teach yourself to do. I can definitely assure you that the first few times I started doing this, it was a little hard to start running again. But I have now been doing this for years, and my body knows that, okay, I'm going to take a walk break and I am going to pick it back up. There's a few different schools of thoughts as to how long your walk breaks should be. The Galloway method uses short run intervals with short walk breaks, usually anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. And some people have even been saying that 45 seconds is kind of the sweet spot, that if you get up to a minute, it's too much. But you really can train your body to find the walk run interval that works for you. And it might depend on the distance. So when I'm doing a shorter distance, like a 5K or a 10K, I might do like run 9, walk 1, or I might do, run a mile and just walk till I catch my breath kind of thing. But then when I do longer distances, when I did my marathon and the marathon in the Ironman, I used a combination of either run 8, walk 2, or run 7, walk 3. And what you need to be committed to is, if you're going to do those intervals, in the beginning, you're not going to feel like you're tired, like you need to walk. But start using those walk intervals right in the beginning. It's telling your body what you want it to do. And it's creating that rhythm so that way long term, you're going to feel better. So what happens on these walk breaks? The whole point of taking the walk breaks is to catch your breath, and let your heart rate come down. So if your heart rate comes down and you're catching your breath, you're actually preparing yourself to tackle that run interval, maybe at a faster pace, or maybe just with more confidence, more energy, and just to feel better. So when you're taking the walk interval, it's not about walking as fast as you can. It's also not about walking as slowly as you can, but you have to find the right pace for you that's going to allow your heart rate to come down, your breath to calm, and get yourself ready that when that run interval starts again, you're like, let's go. So a walk-in break within your running sequence is super helpful, and definitely play around with different intervals. I currently am loving a run 5, walk 1 interval. That's where I'm at, and I've gone as much as, run 3, walk 1, and I've gone run 9, walk 1. So you really have to play around with it for yourself and see where that sweet spot is for you. Now, of course, as wonderful as walking is when you're starting your warm up and your run, it is a fabulous cool down activity. Okay. It is fantastic for recovery. Once again, it's going to bring your heart rate down. It's going to let your muscles cool down slowly and gradually, as opposed to that hard stop. So, quick story, one of the earlier half marathons that I did, we went to a race, we parked our car, did the half marathon, couldn't find our car. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. We just did all this running and now I have to walk all over the place to find the car. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I felt so good the following day because I had taken that extra time to work my muscles down slowly, to let them use them and let them cool down gradually instead of just stopping and doing nothing. So that was a really good lesson for me, and one that I like to share with everybody, is that definitely take time to walk after you run, and then while your muscles are still kind of warm, you can get your stretch in afterwards. The last thing that I want to mention is that walking is good for any time. It is a fabulous recovery activity for the day after a hard workout. It's, totally easy on your body on a rest day, and it is always helping you to improve your mobility. So just the natural walking, we sit so much. I'm sitting right now, and as you're sitting, your legs are bent and your hip flexors are tight. So as you're walking, you're using those muscles and you're able to build some of that extra mobility in where you're not pounding on your body during the run. And a lot of people use walking as meditation. I am not a person to sit down and meditate like that, but I do find that walking can be a fabulous meditative state. You just go outside, preferably without any music, and just kind of walk around, look around, observe where you're at, and just kind of let your mind wander to wherever it goes, or maybe it'll go blank. That's the true meditative state, right? So walking can be really great for that if you're the kind of person who does not enjoy meditating sitting still. Or you can even take like a meditation with you to listen to. There are some audio meditations that are great for walking as well. So, quick recap. Walk, walk, walk. Anytime for mobility, recovery, meditation. Walk to warm up so you're ready. Walk during your run to lower your heart rate and calm your breath. Walk when you're done to cool down and help begin the recovery process. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Keep following along for more training tips. And if you have any suggestions for training tips that I can add, definitely either comment here or send an email to info@adinaoneil.com. All right. Thanks for listening. And as always, keep it real.